Hello everyone, welcome to another video talking geeky stuff with me. Today is another video, my recommendations, and I've just actually watched this about an hour, and a little bit over an hour now. But before I go ahead and talk about this movie, why I recommend it, spoiler alert. So you happy? 1, 3, 2, 1, spoiler alert. And before I actually talk again, everybody knows I love talking while the trailer is on. On the topic of trailer, I actually watched this trailer. Was it the one before? One of those ones. I thought, wow, okay, this got me interested. I had this on my playlist for the past week or so, and I've been off for a week. I've got a week off, so I have plenty of time. I've been binging a lot of stuff. One of the reasons why I didn't really jump to the chance to watch this because I thought it was like a sequel or prequel to the Troll Hunter back in 2011-ish. I remember back in 2011 there was a lot of praise for the Troll Hunter. I watched it and I actually didn't finish it because I was bored. I was skipping most of it. Maybe it's because, if I remember correctly, it's found footage or something like that. That's how much I forgot about it. I may have to go back and watch that again because in the last 10-11 years my movie taste has changed a lot, so I may enjoy it more now than 10-11 years ago. But when you watch this film, it's got no relations to the Troll Hunter. It's not a sequel nor a prequel. It just stands on its own 2 feet. Yeah, so one of the reasons why I really watched this because I'm a big fan of monster movies, kaiju movies, Godzilla, King Kong. I love all that stuff. And yeah, and this troll is big, it's 150 foot, 45 meters or something like that. So it fits quite well in the Monsterverse. And you never know that they may actually, if Legendary would do it, they may buy the rights and add the troll to the Monsterverse. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Well, this movie's just it's a no-brainer really. There's nothing confusing, no mystery, no twist, nothing like that. The dialogue. Of course, I don't speak and understand Norwegian. I'm just going by the subtitles. But I read it online. A lot of Norwegians saying that if you understand Norwegian, some of the dialogues are really cheesy. So maybe watching this in subtitles is more of a blessing. The characters are your run-of-the-mill heroic kind of characters. You got the Prime Minister and you've got the General. You have another person who's kind of like the hothead, the dickhead. He wants it to blow things up, doesn't listen to reason, who kind of challenges the General and the Prime Minister. The General is usually, in all cliches, kind of in between. The Prime Minister wants the best for everyone. So he's got all that cliche going there. But it starts off pretty subtle, a teenage girl, Nora, can't pronounce her surname, climbs on the mountain with her father, and they reach the summit and they sit down there and they talk about fairy tales and mythology, and they're looking across to the other side of the mountain, and the father is telling her, you have to see with your heart. And she starts to slowly see faces on the mountain. I'm not sure, I think there was a scientific word for that we all see that, every single one of us. Like, look at the clouds, we see faces, look at the trees, mountain, we always spot some sort of face. I can't remember what the terminology for it is, but we all see that. And one good thing I like about this, they use fairy tale mythology as a backbone of the story. Unlike, say, Legendary Godzilla, where they have to create a lore, where the scientists find cave paintings of Godzilla, King Kong, thousands and thousands of years ago that just shaped the world they live in. With the troll, it's different because they just draw upon the mythology they already have. And Norway, I did some research just to put Google before I make this video, is apparently, I didn't know. I mean, the troll fairy tale came from there, or it's part of their kind of lifestyle. It's almost like In China, dragons are part of our life. So very similar to that. And in China, Asia, Hong Kong, films like that, we have hundreds of, not thousands of movies from 50 years have a basis of mythology. So it's great to see a fairy tale mythology from Norway, and one other thing I do like about it is, did I say this already? The special effects. I like the fact that in the last 5 or so years, special effects has gone to a point where all countries have access to. Technology has made it easier for smaller countries or smaller budget production companies to make pretty decent sized movies without having to spend $250 million, And recently, with all the crappy Marvel movies and even some of the DC movies, in general, those special effects seem to have gone downhill. Maybe Hollywood just kind of rushing them out and put them in the cinema as soon as possible. So that's why the benchmark was not that high as it was, say, 10 years ago, where Hollywood was the only country, or America was the only country that had amazing special effects. Because I recently done a movie review a week ago now, Warrior of Future, Hong Kong cinema. I talked about how good the special effects were there. So I'm glad that other smaller countries, smaller production companies out there are reaching a level that they couldn't do 10 years ago, So yeah, so I like that aspect of it. This is, like I said earlier, there's no hidden message. Maybe a little bit of nature. There was a bit where it starts off, when the troll pops out where they're digging a tunnel through this mountain. You can see the worker or their equipment drilling through the mountain to create a tunnel, yeah. And then on the side, you've got a bunch of protesters against that. And so it's a little bit of a message of don't mess around with nature, but it doesn't hit you over the head as much as some of the Hollywood films are doing recently, So, and hey, there was a brilliant scene where, like I said, they got all these specialists in the room, and they asked all the scientists what this is. Nora, the scientist, now she's 20 years older. Yeah, 20 years later from the beginning. I'm going over the place. Just watch the S5. But and then then every scientist talk about maybe like a gas leak or whatever natural causes like that. I mean, to be honest, you wouldn't think, if you was a scientist in that boardroom meeting, it's not too far-fetched to talk about a meteorite or some sort of gas explosion or whatever. You wouldn't even think of a mountain troll. So it makes sense. But us as a viewer, we know it's not an earthquake, it's not a meteorite. But in reality, no one would think of a mountain troll straight away. So I'm glad, that they actually use a bit of science behind it. And then, of course, they saw a video footage. One of the ladies, military person, was a hacker, a bit of a geek. She's a fan of Star Trek, which is pretty cool. Hacks into a civilian's phone, one of the protesters, and saw the mountain explode, and then you see like a silhouette of a figure. And then that's when Dr. Nora, with her background from her father, who's been kind of spouting about fairy tales, she kind of lets the whole table in the room know about mythology. And we all guessed the reaction was, this is all BS, what are you talking about, and so on. Anyway, I'm going all over the place. I just want to say is, watch this film. It's fun. It's great effects, great characters. It's actually funny as well, some parts. I'll give this 7 out of 10 because, to be honest, I didn't expect much. Like I said earlier, I wasn't a big fan of the Troll Hunters, and not really seen that many Norwegian films. So definitely check it out. It's a fun movie. 7 out of 10. And say thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more talking geeky stuff. Until next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. And please stay safe. Goodbye.